Hello. I want to tell you about a new, well, not that new, but a fairly new educational tool that we're using in our program called Turning Technologies. We use it for classroom time online polling so that we can assess students' learning as we are presenting and going through objectives in the course. If you go to login page, it is listed under turningtechnologies.com, and you can go to create an account, which when you click there, you would be asked to register as an instructor. This is free. Every instructor can have free access. Our participants are given a scratch-off card that we purchase for them as part of our didactic budget. And then all of the courses, every instructor would have student access to Turning Technologies through that code. And we don't buy the clickers separately. We have them use that code as an app on their smartphones. So that's the first thing that we do when we get the cards is we give them to the students. We walk them through a tutorial and have them get that app on their smartphone. And then we're able to use it in all of our courses. When you go in to create an account, you have to select that you're in higher education. You have to use your educational email address. So mine is through South College, and then register now. Once you do that, those 3 steps, then you can be ready to start posting questions as long as your students have their access. So the students would be the paid part of this program, and the instructors, they just need to create an account. Once you have an account, you're able to sign in. And when you go to the sign in page, you click on your link here of your account, and then you go to the instructor account. If you don't have any current courses, you can click here and create a course. I made a course for this demo, so I will show you what this looks like. So my lecturer is always on endocrine. I'm currently teaching that now. So I like to create questions that I can stop in the middle of presenting to the students and then play this online poll. And that would help me to know how students are grasping the information that I'm teaching them. So when you get to this point of creating your questions in your course, then you hit play, and when you do that, you'll have a session ID. You can see up here the session ID. Students just need to plug this into their smartphone app, and then that would start the poll. And they would start accumulating questions. You'll see the accumulation here of how many students have answered it. And then once they're finished answering, you would click Show Results. And in the Show Results, you'd have a bar graph that would come up about this size right here, and you would see how many students picked A, B, C, and D, and then you'd be able to explain how each answer choice was incorrect or correct, and that also helps build. Another option that you could do if you don't like to type each question into the software for Turning Technologies is to write up your own Word document like this is here, and then when you log into Turning Technologies, you have the option to do anywhere polling, and once you get into that, you can just hover a little play box near your question, hit the play button, and then the students would have the session ID and they would start accumulating their questions. You'd hit stop, and then you'd see your results of questions there in real time. Some, again, teachers prefer this versus typing into the software. Either way, you're going to get a good assessment of what your students are learning as you're teaching. So in review, if you were to go to turningtechnologies.com, you can see a demo of what this program could do for you in your program. You could see how, as an instructor, it's very easy to use. Students can get access on their smartphones for roughly about $20 a student, and that is, I think, a 15-month subscription rate. And then each cohort, as we accumulate them, would get a new membership. So we're able to use this in all of our courses, and it could be used just quickly as you see students are not assessing things as you are learning. You can quickly pull it up, type up a quick question, and kind of use that as a basis for explaining more into what they may not understand. There is also access to keep the data. So if you want to track individual students, there is a way to do that with a subscription, so that you can get the test results and see individually where students are strong or weak. So you would have required participation sign-in. If you clicked yes to this, then the students would have to type in their first and last name, user ID, and email in order to start the session. And you would be able to track data on each individual student and cohort. So this, again, is very user-friendly. I encourage you to go to, you can click here under Learning More About Education, and you can see there is a video demo to watch, and then how you can learn more of asking interactive questions on the fly and delivering self-paced assessments with ease. One of the advantages I like about this is a lot of students don't like to ask questions. So when you're in the midst of a presentation, you're not quite sure if everyone's absorbing what you're teaching. And when you ask a question without this information, without this technology, you're only going to get the strong, confident students to raise their hand and answer you. And if you only rely on that information, it's easy for you to feel confident that the entire class is absorbing and understanding what you're teaching. Whereas with this technology, you're going to get more interaction from students, and you're going to get more information on what you need to focus in on to improve the class retention. So I hope you enjoyed my video. If you have more questions, feel free to message me. I'd be happy to let you know more about how we're using this in our program.